Hi everybody, this is your week 10 video. This is just going to kind of briefly walk you through what I want you to do this week. If you haven't watched already the extended bibliography video feedback, please go ahead and watch those. I made one video to talk about all of the things that I noticed throughout the extended bibliography. It's about 20 minutes long, which sounds like it's really long, but I think it's valuable, especially if you had trouble with formatting or if you missed a couple points. Check out the video. Maybe it will help you do proper formatting for your APA paper. Okay, and that's in the announcement section. You don't see it here yet because I'm working on uploading it to YouTube as we speak, but once it's uploaded, it will be in announcements, and by the time you have access to this video, it will be right here. Okay, so what I want you to do this week is really just focus on replying to the handout and discussion. You'll remember that your handouts were uploaded to the folder by last night, if you're watching this on Monday. So that was by Sunday, April 15th. And if you haven't uploaded your handout and your accompanying paragraph, please do that right now. Like, just pause this video and go ahead and upload your handout to the discussion board. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, your handout, go back and watch the week 9 video. It walks you through kind of all the details of that handout, or just go back and look at the instructions, and those are posted in week 9. You want to make sure, again, that you post your paragraph if you haven't done that already. Like right now, same thing. Pause this video, don't watch another second of it, and go ahead and type your paragraph explaining your research and your research project. Because that's going to just kind of help your classmates understand what you're doing. Your handout will, of course, hopefully make sense and help your classmates understand, but that paragraph explanation is invaluable because it's, your voice kind of explaining what's happening and what's going on in your handout. Okay, so that's really the goal of the week 10 learning module. You'll have a quiz, but all week I want you to be going into the discussion board and posting. And I just want to clarify that the discussion board is not the student questions and help discussion forum. It is the actual discussion board that's linked in the learning module. So for example, when you get here, spend the week replying to the APA handout and discussion assignment. This is the place that you want to go, is right here in the discussion board. Now, I don't think anybody's posted yet. Let's see, it's like 5 o'clock on Sunday. What are you guys doing? I don't know, maybe you're having a good time. Maybe you're still doing your taxes. Okay, so once you've posted your handout and you've posted your paragraph, go in and I want you to start looking at what other people are doing, and I want you to reply to their ideas with ideas of your own. So the whole point, and I want you to do this, early on in the week. Even part of the rubric requires that you post early in the week. And as you're watching this video, please remember, and this is underlined every time I talk about the handout, I will not accept any late work for this assignment. Because it's a discussion, it needs to really be happening in unison. And if you turn this assignment in late, nobody's going to be going back and looking at what you're saying, and that defeats the whole point or purpose of the discussion. So you have to do it this week. It's due on Sunday, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I think that's the 22nd. You guys can verify that for me. But here it is right here in front of my face. It's due on Sunday, April 22nd by 11:59 p.m. So please, okay, so you can turn it in on the 23rd because everybody gets a grace period. But after Monday the 23rd, you can't turn it in late. I'm not going to give you credit for lateness because you won't be participating in the discussion, and that's the most crucial part of this. Now, so with that being said, the fact that you need to go in early, post early, do all your replies this week, I want you to think of this discussion as if we were all sitting down at a table. Maybe the table was a circle, and we're all looking at each other and we're having a conversation. You can post big things and you can post little things. Of course, you'll get points for substantial replies, but if you have something small to say, go ahead and post it. Do another reply to get the points. But if there's something, you want to laugh about something or whatever, be organic with this discussion, I guess is what I want to say. If we were sitting at the table together, you might agree with your classmates, you might disagree with your classmates, you might qualify, you might ask a question, you might want to know more information. You might have an example that matches what your classmate has said, or you might say, hey, have you thought about writing your essay on this subject, or have you thought about including this in your essay? All of these types of conversational things that happen when we're all in a room face to face, that's the stuff that I want to see in the discussion board. And if you haven't read it already, please go back to week 9. There's an example of a student from my last semester class who did a phenomenal job with this discussion because he truly turned it into a discussion. It felt like he was really listening to his classmates and really responding. And I want you guys to do that. I want you to really read about what your classmates have to say and respond however you feel fits best for what it is your classmate is saying. So you have to go in, make sure, again, you reply to your own handout with a paragraph explaining your handout. Hopefully you'll do this. Hopefully you've already done it, but hopefully you'll do this like right now if you haven't done it already. Then go in and check out all your classmates' handouts. Check out their research. What is it that they're talking about? If we were in this face-to-face class, I would have each of you bring enough handouts for everyone in the room, and you would pass it out. So you'd literally be looking at everybody's handout right in front of your face, and I want you to go through and look at everyone's handout for this online class as well. Then you can pick 3 of your classmates' work to begin an open discussion. And so again, this is just an organic, truly a discussion. Pretend as if you were talking to your friend about their ideas. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. I want you to start an academic conversation. I want you to talk about social media. How does it influence us? How does it influence your case study? What are you finding? What about the rhetoric of social media? What are some examples? All the things I just talked about. Incorporate those into your replies. So you'll go in and you'll reply to 3 classmates initially. Then I want you to go back later on in the week, return to those classmates' threads, and post 2 more replies. So that means that all week, in 3 classmates' posts, you're going to have 3 of your own posts. So if your name is John Deere and you go into Sandra Bullock's post, you want to make sure you see your name show up 3 times. You originally respond to Sandra, and then you respond 2 more times to Sandra or to whoever else has responded to Sandra. It doesn't matter. So you will have a total of 9 replies or original posts. You'll have your post with your handout and your paragraph. That might be 1 or 2 posts. And then you'll have 9 other posts where you're going into your classmates' work, you're reading through it, you're commenting once, and then 2 more times for each classmate. So that's somewhere like 10 or 11 posts. If you're not sure, make sure you see your name show up 11 times. Also, all week, I want you to be returning to your own post where you put your handout and your paragraph and just kind of running through and checking to see if anybody has responded to you. And if they have, reply to them back. So again, don't just leave your handout out in the open and not ever talk about it again. Go back and discuss it and, protect your ideas or elaborate on your ideas or answer questions if people have questions about your ideas. If we were face to face, people would be asking you specific questions and you wouldn't just silently stare at them after they asked you questions. You would reply. So I want you to be doing that in this discussion as well. So for specifics, read through steps 2 through 6 here. All of this stuff is due by Sunday, April 22nd. You can have the grace period until the 23rd, but after that, you can't turn it in late. And don't wait until the last minute to do this because according to the rubric, there are, you'll get points deducted if you do wait until the last minute. And we can go ahead and take a peek at kind of what that means. Let's see. My internet connection is very slow right now because we have a tornado warning. Super. Discussion, handout discussion. Here we go. Let's view this rubric. Okay, so this is all rubric stuff about your handout, but then down here, quality of handout, formatting, quality of discussion. So I want you to present knowledgeable paragraph explanation. You get 10 points for your paragraph. Quality of discussion, your initial replies. So this is 15 points. I expect you to go in and reply. Here's some deductions. -3 points for waiting until less than 36 hours before the deadline. So that means that you have to get your initial replies in before, and this is a really late deadline, you have to get them in before Sunday at noon, or Saturday at noon. Sorry, not Sunday, Saturday at noon. That's 36 hours before the deadline. And then you have your second plus replies. You know, make sure that you provide them on multiple days. This is part of the rubric. Make sure that, you know, you're going in on like Tuesday and then again on Wednesday and again on Thursday to respond to what people have said to you. And then you also want to make sure you go back to your own handout and just double check. Here's what I'm thinking, you guys. Now I know that some people will wait until like Sunday at noon to get their original posts in, or Sunday at midnight or whatever. So for those of you who are like, well, do I need to go back in Sunday at midnight and check and see if someone posted to my handout at the last minute? No, absolutely not. But go back in on Saturday, as long as you're kind of, you know, keeping an eye on things. And maybe if you have time on Saturday to go back in, please go back in and do that. I'll use my best judgment when it comes down to giving you credit for replying to people. If I see that someone has posted a reply to your handout on Sunday at 10 p.m., I am not going to take off points if you're not replying to them. But if I see that somebody has posted a reply to your handout on Tuesday at 8 in the morning and you've never replied to them, then I will be taking off points because you have, 5 days after that to go in and reply. Okay, so I would definitely encourage you guys to take a look at this rubric, which is attached to the discussion board, so that you kind of see how the point deductions are working. But essentially, if you go in and you go in on multiple days and you reply on multiple days and you post early and you post often and you have a conversation with your classmates and you make at least 9 comments to your classmates, sounds like you're going to be doing a pretty good job. Okay, the only other thing that I want you guys to do this week is to take your quiz. This week in the learning module, it asks you to, somewhere in here, and this is not in student preview mode, so yours is going to look a little bit differently, but it asks you to read page 56 through 83. That's the paragraph, or that's the chapter on argument from our textbook, chapter 5. No, not chapter 5. Read 56 through 83 in the Prentice Hall reference guide. You may also want to review chapter 5, but quiz 10 comes from this reading. So at the very least, I'm not going to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. Make sure you have your books with you when you're taking the quiz. Okay, so the quiz is on argument. There'll be some interesting information on the quiz that relates to the stuff that I want you to read. So you can use your book. I think that covers everything I want you guys to do this week. So focus on the discussion. That is really your primary goal here. Have a discussion with your classmates. Make it open-ended. Make it academic. Tell me, note your interests. I really just want you to be interested in this project. So do that. Take the quiz, and you guys will be good to go. I think that covers everything. All right, y'all. Have a really good week, and email me if you need me.